IPMNation.com.
Hey, this is John Reif, and you're listening to Local Outbreak on IPM Nation.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation. This is Matt from IPM Nation, and we are at the studio at 50 Canal Street in downtown Laconia. TheStudioNH.com is the website if you want to check it out online, but if you're in the area, please support your local businesses as well as the local music scene. Very important. So, funky little gift shop and art gallery. Very cool place, 50 Canal Street, right in downtown Laconia. Of course, we're also sponsored by Central NH Events. If you need a DJ for your event, go to centralnhevents.com. Tim does a great job. He'll DJ your shindig, your hootenanny, whatever you want to call it, or corporate function, whatever. And, of course, also sponsored by Tweak Sound and Mastering. Tweaksound.com is a website. If you need to do some recording, Matt Marcil does a phenomenal job. Tweaksound.com. He's right in Concord, New Hampshire, and he's been a frequent guest on the show. And is also one of our sponsors. And our guest this week, John Reif, also known as John.
How are we doing?
Doing the solo thing. John, how are you?
Hey, not so bad. And yourself?
Doing well. Welcome to the show. And
hey, thanks for having me, man.
You've had some involvement, sort of in Local Outbreak prior.
Yes.
When you used to do the shows at the Margate.
Yep, exactly. Always had a little bit of some action going on in the local scene. Originally was working with Local Outbreak. What was that? 2010, somewhere around there.
I lose track of time.
Yeah, it was a while back now, but yeah, we were throwing shows over at the Margate. We had a pretty strong scene going there for a while.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
We threw some pretty good shows. It was great.
That was a really cool place, and you always put together really strong lineups.
Yeah, we had some pretty good showcases. It was very mixed genre. It wasn't like one of those shows where you couldn't tell where the first band started and
Right.
It was like it was totally different. It was a different flavor for every act. So
yeah, that's
kind of what we were going for with the whole Local Outbreak thing.
Yeah,
as well. So.
Absolutely. So you were in Transpire at that time, and you were also in Quick Decision.
Yep. Going a little further back there. Yep, exactly. And we did the same thing before. I kind of picked up in Transpire where Quick Decision had left off.
Yeah.
Same place, same venue, same idea.
Yeah.
But different change of pace in music. We went Quick Decision was more punk and alternative, and Transpire was more heavier and the metal type of music. But yeah.
And now you're doing the solo thing.
Yep. And now I've just kind of been focusing on my own stuff. A lot of acoustic, rock, and I guess you could call it more experimental, not necessarily electro, but not necessarily a lot of analog, instruments behind it. More like synths and
cool
electric drums and stuff like that. So it's a mix up, whatever I'm feeling like that day. There's no real certain. I don't have a formula, I guess you could say.
Well, it's good to have that freedom and not have parameters that you have to work within.
Yep. 100%.
Well, let's play something. What do you want to play to start the show?
Yeah, sure. Well, first off, got a song. It's Felt So Wrong, I do believe it's called. It's a little acoustic ditty. It's a fun one, so yeah, we'll check that one out.
All right, so this is John Reif, Felt So Wrong, here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation.
What you're
are crawling on the floor. Well, I should have run like hell from this naughty little whore. Well, I couldn't tell. She wasn't well. Well, now I've seen what you believe you won't. It felt so wrong, felt so right with this girl. But I could have been strong, should have been nice to this girl. I don't wanna stay. I don't wanna stay with this girl. I don't wanna stay. I don't wanna Well, I couldn't tell. She wasn't well. Well, now I've seen what you believe you want. It felt so wrong, it felt so right with this girl. Well, I could have been strong, should have been nice with this girl. It felt so wrong, it felt so right with this girl. Well, I could have been strong and should have been nice with this girl. I don't wanna stay. I don't wanna stay with this girl. I don't wanna stay. I don't wanna stay.
Local Outbreak on IPM Nation, and we're here at the studio with John Reif, also known on Facebook certainly as John. And yeah, absolutely. So, why are you doing the solo thing? What did you get tired of playing in bands, or?
So I just kind of took a step back and was like, I'll record some of my own stuff and make some music for me for a while, and not depend on other people to work with me, because you know how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who's been in bands knows it can be very difficult. When you have varying levels of dedication and commitment, that can be extremely challenging.
Yep.
And also too, if not everyone's moving in the same direction creatively, that's difficult too.
Yep.
So
exactly. And when we had actually ended too, when we decided to drop it, I had already been drumming between that and the band before that. That was like a 5 years straight. We were just like playing shows, practicing, playing shows. So it was kind of good to take a break at the same time, you know, to try something new. Because it's the same thing, once you do something repetitively like that, it kind of loses its flavor.
Yeah.
And I don't ever want to get to a point in my music career where that happens. So you kind of got to keep it fresh, to keep things exciting for me,
Right.
Exactly.
When you started to do the solo material, was that kind of was that a decision that you had made at that point, or was it kind of something you'd been thinking about while playing in the bands? Geez, someday I'd like to maybe do the solo thing.
Yeah, exactly. It always been like in the back of my mind, on the back burner.
Yeah,
something I had thought about, and I had even when I was in those bands, I would always, mess around, whether it was like my little 4-track recorder, like doing my own stuff.
Yeah.
But I never really actually like got serious about it until it was like, okay, where do I go next?
Yeah.
Where do I go from here? And I was like, and that's when I said, like, hey, I can do this.
Right,
I
right.
don't need, and that's kind of where it became clear to me. I was like, all right, well, maybe I'll put some stuff out, see if people like it. And it got a really positive response. So I just went with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Came out pretty well.
So are you one of those guys who plays everything? You can play everything?
I'm not going to say everything. I'm not going to whip out a trombone or a saxophone on you, but guitar, piano, bass. I like to sing.
Yeah.
So the basic, rock instruments.
Yeah.
And in that, pretty much in that department.
Yeah.
I'd like to learn more. I mean, but I'm not going to claim to know
Right,
any more
yeah,
than that at the
yeah.
same time. Yeah, exactly.
I've always been jealous of guys like you that can play multiple instruments. I mean, maybe I could if I applied myself. I play bass, and
Yeah.
even that, I started out on guitar, and then I picked up a bass because it was like, only 4 strings, and I don't have to know chords.
Yeah.
So
Exactly. Honestly, and everyone, I've had that question asked me before, and I think the fact I started out on drums helped a lot
interesting
because it's the whole rhythmic side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Before I ever picked up a guitar, or even understood music theory, I was a drummer.
Oh.
So once I figured all that out and had the rhythms down,
Yeah.
once somebody taught me the notes, it was like, oh God, like I got this, So
Interesting.
it went from guitar, and then I was like, like you said, I was like, oh, I don't have to play these chords. I can play another instrument.
Right, right.
I picked up the bass and
Yeah.
kind of went from there. Like, once again, I'm not excellent at piano, but once I figured out what notes are and their relation to each other and how you can structure them to make a song, I was like, I can kind of, I got something here. So
Yeah.
let's go with it.
Oh, that's cool.
Exactly.
So on the material that you're doing now, is it all you? Are you
Yes.
doing everything? No kidding. Good for you.
Yes. Two of the tracks that are like the first one that we just played, just strictly guitar and vocals. There's a couple coming up that will have like a guitar, drums, but then there'll be like electric drums in it and just stuff stacked on. I actually have a synth that has like string noises, like violins and stuff. Once again,
Yeah.
can't actually play a cello or a violin,
Right.
but I like the sound of it, and I can make a piano make those noises.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah, so I like to just, experiment with different instruments and, stack it up and see what it sounds like. And if it's something that ain't working, you extract it and
Right.
so you go with it.
Yeah. Is it is it a more pressure doing it all yourself, or is it easier because it's just you and you don't have to, deal with anybody else?
It's not necessarily more pressure, but sometimes I miss having the other guys in the band like, whoa, dude, like
Right.
too much,
Right.
It's like, an artist who's got to know when to stop painting a painting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, when do we get to the point where it's like, you were good, like when you had like 3 tracks less or something like that. And I did have a couple of buddies in my band who didn't have a problem coming out and saying that to me, which
Sure.
I appreciated. Like,
Sure.
hey man, like maybe you could like do away with that and it would sound just as good. Like sometimes less is more.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And I've always been guilty of that. I'm kind of a busy, I almost like chaos,
Yeah,
So
yeah.
even though it's supposed to be a beautiful song, at the end it's like this big like. So I guess in a way that's the only downfall of working by myself. I don't have someone to be like, hey man,
Right.
So I kind of like when I give someone a demo or someone listens to it, I appreciate hearing like feedback like that, so I know which way to go with it next time, or if I am going to record it again, or if I play it out live or something like that.
I assume your approach as far as writing must be different though, because now that you have that freedom,
Exactly. Before it was mostly me in both bands, Quick Decision and Transpire. It was me and the guitarist just pretty much sitting in a room.
Yeah.
And just tossing riffs back and forth at each other.
Yeah.
And once we found something that stuck, then we'd like find something else and kind of like put them together, and things that didn't go together. So that was more how that came about. This stuff I'm writing just sitting down with my guitar,
Yeah.
Whether sometimes it'll start off with lyrics, like I'll just be like working during the day and I'll have like a hook or a verse or something like that go through my head, or I'll just be sitting down and I'll write a riff and then have to put words to it. So it goes both ways. But
Sure.
yeah, it is very, very different than what I was used to before with writing music.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And where do you record? Do you have your own?
Yep. I got
software that you
I
use?
got my own like little jam space over in Paugus Bay, which is actually pretty close to Blackstone's there, where we used to throw those shows.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's the China Bistro. Got a little jam space in there.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. Are you recording a lot? I mean, we're featuring 4 tracks tonight, but with now that you are doing this on your own and you kind of have that freedom, are you recording a lot of stuff? Or?
Yeah, I am. It's not often when I'm not at work or I'm not at home, like resting up for work, I'm making music.
Yeah.
And some of them, I mean, I'll record like 4 or 5 songs in like 2 weeks, but in like 3 of them won't even see the day of light, like ever,
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because not even necessarily because I don't want to show them, they get lost, when you go through like your finished songs and they just get lost in the in the mix sometimes.
Right.
But I always, that's just one of my outlets. I have to like make music. It's just like I said, like a painting,
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need to get from that point where it's in your head to like getting it on paper, and it's a good feeling. So yeah, I'm always making music, always recording. There will be more.
Do you think you'll ever go back to playing in a band?
Yes, I'm actually currently in the process of trying to start another like 4-piece, 5-piece heavier rock band.
Yeah.
On the side of this. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
You've probably had instances in the past where you've been in multiple bands at once anyway, right?
Yeah.
Because you strike me as someone who likes to stay busy.
Yeah, I remember there was one summer, I was still with Quick Decision. It was right before they had broken up. I was playing with them. East Disease had an issue with their drummer, and I was filling in for him.
Yeah. And
at the same time, I was playing with a cover band, one of the local guys around here, like who does like Shooters and Patrick's and stuff like that.
Oh, was it Flicker?
No, it was Matt Langley or Access, whatever you want to call it now. But at the time, it was just him, or Acoustic Stew they called it.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, I had like 3 different projects going at the same time.
Yeah.
It got pretty hectic there for a while.
Yeah.
But once again, it was fun, man.
Right.
I wouldn't have traded that for anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, let's play another track. And by the way, the stuff we're playing tonight, is this available online or?
Right now it's on YouTube.
Okay.
If you search John Reif into YouTube, like stuff will just start popping up.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I'm not gonna try to spell my YouTube channel right now, but as long as you look up John Reif, you'll find some stuff.
And it's Reif, correct?
Yep,
okay.
Exactly.
So, but these haven't been heard on the radio, so this is a world premiere.
Yes, this is the first time any of these have actually been on the air. Yes,
we like the world premieres here on local.
Yeah,
Outbreak,
I'm totally into that. That's cool.
All right, well, what do you want to play next?
This next one is a song called "Expect You All."
Okay.
Yep, this is a fun one. It's got a little bit more instruments, a little bit more layers. So
okay, cool.
Something different.
All right, great. So this is "Expect You All" from John Reif here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation. Local Outbreak on IPM Nation. This is Matt from IPM Nation, chatting with John Reif here at the studio in downtown Laconia. Want to remind you, of course, we do record the show here typically on Tuesday nights. This week we're doing it on a Thursday because we had that terrible blizzard, but we record on Tuesday nights. We do love to have a studio audience, literally. So come on down if you ever want to check it out, sit in on the recording. And then, of course, we do archive all the shows on IPM Nation at ipmnation.com/local outbreak. It's currently the most popular show on IPM Nation. And we do also air the shows on 100.1 The Planet. New episode every Saturday night at 9 p.m. and then gets replayed Wednesday night at 7 p.m. So you can check it out there as well. And John, I want to ask you about, we kind of mentioned earlier that you used to promote shows at the Margate. Do you still do that at all? Do you still do any promoting, or
no?
are you strictly...
I dropped that all the way. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah.
That was another reason why I kind of dropped everything. It just became too much. Like, not only was I the drummer of Transpire, but I was recording us, I was producing us, I was promoting us, and promoting the shows, because sometimes we wouldn't even play some of the shows that were there. You remember?
Oh yeah.
It was like sometimes we weren't even on the bill, and I still had to take care of that too. So
yeah,
it became too hectic. I would love to do that again, and it's unfortunate how much the scene has kind of dropped out around here. I feel like one of the benefits and one of the reasons I was doing it at the time is because it just needed to be done. There was a strong vein of music happening through here. Yeah. And there was plenty of bands that just were like just waiting to be heard. And I think that's one of the things that really helped drive those shows. And that was a great room too. Yeah. Margate. I really liked it there. Well, it was really nice. It was beautiful in there. The stage was perfect. And everyone loved it. I always heard positive reviews. So yeah. It was just a lot of fun.
What got you into that? Because I'm always curious about, it's always interesting to talk to musicians who not only want to play music, but want to get involved in the business aspect, promoting shows and whatnot. What was it that drove you to want to take that on?
It kind of got like passed down to me, really, because when I was drumming for Quick Decision, my guitarist, Kurt LeVake, the singer and guitarist of Quick Decision, was doing all that stuff. Yeah. At the time, I was like 16 years old, and they were like in their mid 20s, so they were taking care of that. I wasn't even thinking about doing that stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, I was just a high school drummer kid. Like I show up, I play the drums, I leave. Like there I am. Yeah. So we had a good run for like 4 years, and then after that, like I said, it kind of where we stopped, Transpire picked up, and someone just kind of had to pick up the ball and keep it going, Yeah. And that's kind of the point where I was like, okay, time to grow up and, and take some responsibility with this thing. Like, I always had like an interest in it, Yeah. I loved like how the scene was going, and I loved seeing all these different bands and getting everyone excited about local music. Right. I was totally into that, but I never really thought about actually like, utilizing the tools to do it. And that's kind of when it became the moment where it just kind of clicked, like, someone's got to do it,
Right. Yeah. Oh, cool. How long did you do that for? It was at least it was more than a year, right?
Yeah, it was actually a few of the years there. It was like 2 or 3 years.
Oh, okay.
But before that, before I had it, we were doing it with Quick Decision for like 4 or 5 years. So it was like it was a good like 9-year span. Oh, okay. Of all that whole throwing shows down there.
Right. Yep. Right. Yeah. And what was your approach to always do original music? Was every show that you did there, was it always original bands, or did you
it was a mixture. Yeah. I mean, for the most part, yes, we would never have like a cover band who would come in and play, Brown Eyed Girl and Mustang Sally. Yeah, we would never have one of those, but every band had their flavor, and they would bring, every once in a while, they'd be like, hey, dude, check this one out. And they'd throw a cover out. Yeah. I mean, we had East is East in there. I mean, they're just full, as many original songs as they have the same amount as covers. And that's one of the things I loved about them. Yeah. Quick Decision, we had a few covers. We did like Land Down Under and stuff like that. Transpire, we messed around with a few. We did like a Slipknot song, and then we did Holy Diver by Dio.
Oh, yeah.
That was a fun one. So, it was more like, there would be like a couple thrown in, but we would never actually like book a cover band. Because we were looking for local talent, local bands, putting out their music. Yeah, that was kind of the theme.
Hey, this is a little bit of a tangent, but since you used to actually,
that's all right. I'm into those.
Cool. Since you used to actually cover it, Holy Diver by Dio. Yes. Is it my imagination, or does it actually slow down
halfway through the song.
Yeah.
I've never listened for it or noticed that. So
Okay.
I couldn't tell you, but now that you say that, I'm going to, it's the first thing I'm going to do when I get home. So
I feel like in the second verse, it sounds
Really?
like it actually, like the tempo slows down just a little bit, and it's always kind of bugged me. Great song, but
yes, no, definitely. I mean, who knows? Back when that song came out, what in the studio, anything goes. It's Dio.
Right.
Who knows?
Do you have you recorded any covers solo?
Yes, I have. Well, I've covered a few, like recorded a few covers.
Yeah.
But I haven't actually. That's not true either. I have posted a few that I've recorded.
Yeah.
They're on my YouTube. If you go on my YouTube, you can kind of scroll through, and if there's a title that you recognize, it probably is a cover.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And if it's not, it's probably one of my originals. But yeah, a couple of them are like me doing a cover, but it's just like a video of me like singing with my guitar.
Yeah.
And then some of them are like it's just audio and not an actual video attached to it.
Oh, okay.
Which would be the cover that I recorded. Like I did my own version of Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix and Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
But I really kind of like electroed it out and used
Nice.
like really like thick hip hop drums and stuff.
No kidding.
It's really cool. And I actually was so bold as to take on Dark Horse by Katy Perry.
Really?
And make my own version, which was it started off as a dare. And then I was like, okay, I have to make a point. Like if you're gonna be like, hey, well, you should do a Katy Perry song. I was like, okay, I will.
Right. Yeah.
Check this out. So it varies.
Yeah.
Like I tell people when they always ask, do you have music online? And I send them my link and I say, but disclaimer: if you get to a song and you're not quite vibing on it, like go to the next one.
Right.
I have a very huge array of genres.
Yeah.
I don't ever stick to one style or one flavor. It's very, very inconsistent in a way, but in a good way though.
No, that's good. Yeah. So what about playing out, doing the solo stuff? Have you done that at all?
I have, not frequently.
Yeah.
Especially during the winter months here.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of snow removal and stuff at work, so I'm kind of tied to the weather.
Yeah.
But during the summer I was doing a decent amount, and I hope to start back up this spring too.
Yeah. Now when you play out solo, do you just do you and an acoustic guitar, or do you work in any of the electrical instrumentation? Or?
Well, that's what I'm working towards next. Right now, up until this point, it's always been me and my guitar, but I have like this bank that I've been working with of songs that I started to make background tracks.
Yeah.
Like taking all the different instruments like I was telling you about, and like making layers, so like I can like, take my MacBook and go click, and then play my guitar to it, kind of make a more fuller sound.
Yeah.
But that's kind of that's something that's just like in the works right now. So like in the soon from now, like it'd just be me and my guitar. But if that ever comes to fruition, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Trying to get around to that, but
very cool, yeah.
Everyone's got dreams, so
yeah.
We'll see.
And what about as far as making the music available? I mean, you said it's on YouTube, but do you have plans to put up MP3s anywhere online? Or
yeah, I do. I want to. I have to finally get to a point where I can like make an album, take the songs that I'm really comfortable with and I feel like fit together in one thought as one concept, and release it as a full album.
Yeah.
Rather than just giving like, one here, one there,
Right.
And then I want to kind of just like have a list, like here's the ones I, have for you guys to listen to. But I would also like to come out with a CD too,
Yeah.
because, not everybody, but some people still do, have CD players in their cars.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
Still have,
Absolutely.
I'm one of them.
Me too,
I still go out and buy CDs. So
Yeah.
I hope there's more out there.
A lot of people do. Yeah. No, CDs aren't dead yet. They'll be around a while yet.
Yeah.
They'll be around a while yet,
I'm
I
hoping.
think. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you, in terms of recording and production, do you only do your own stuff, or do you work with anybody else recording them or producing?
I tried that.
Really? Yeah.
And it didn't flow.
No kidding.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I don't think that for whatever reason, I actually tried like one band, and we were like super serious about it.
Yeah.
And did like a couple songs, and they weren't satisfied with how it was coming out, and I was like, well, and that's tough as a producer. Like
Yeah.
this is what I think you guys sound like, and
Right.
if you guys are looking for like something better than that, like I don't know, this is what you sound like.
Right.
Here it is, man. Like I don't know. So
Yeah.
I think they were looking for the real studio magic, and you're just
Sure.
not going to get that with me. Like
Yeah.
I'm very analog. Like I don't. The auto
There's
tune.
a market for that,
auto
though.
tune and the auto rhythm is not
Yeah.
me. If you're looking for all that stuff and you want to sound shiny, don't come to me to
Yeah.
record your band.
Yeah.
Wrong guy.
No, but there's definitely bands out there that want that analog sound too. and
Very,
want-
very juicy, honest tones you can get out of it.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
and
yeah. It
that's-
sounds
that's what I
warmer,
like.
and I like that too.
There's a
Definitely.
lot of modern music. It just sounds so one-dimensional to me. And
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
it's that industry standard they call it.
too clean, too digital.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I hate the way guitars sound now on a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I call it the kind of washed out guitar sound that
Yeah.
you hear.
Exactly. Very, very thin and
No
digital.
crunch. Yeah, no crunch to it.
Exactly.
It sucks.
Yeah, it's odd. You can even hear it. Like one of my favorite eras of music is like the late '90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
because you could actually like hear a guitar like feeding back in
Right.
the recording. You
Right.
get that. And
Oh, yeah.
today they'd be like, they'd click, 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 click. Oh,
Yeah.
that's gone.
I know.
And it's like, well, like maybe we wanted that.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, that
Yeah.
sounded kind of cool, but now like everything's so flawless and has no imperfections. It's like,
Yeah.
well, that's not music to me.
Right.
Well, I mean, it's still music, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I like that honesty in songs and
Right.
tones and stuff like that.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. Well, why don't we play another track? What do you want to play?
All right. This next one, we'll go with Still Here.
Okay.
I believe it's called. It's another just straight up vocals, a couple vocal tracks, and 2 acoustics.
Cool.
Simple,
Cool.
stripped back down.
All right, great. So this is Still Here from John Reif here on a Local Outbreak on IPM Nation. Local Outbreak on IPM Nation. And as I mentioned earlier, we do record the show every Tuesday night at the studio, 50 Canal Street, right in downtown Laconia. Very, very cool place. TheStudioNH.com if you want to take a look online, but a lot of cool stuff here. A lot of people stop in just to check it out, or guests who come on the show and they end up buying something. Very, very cool place. So there's nothing else around here quite like it. The studio in downtown Laconia. Please support your local businesses as well as your local music scene. And I'll remind you, too, we're sponsored by Central NH Events. CentralNHEvents.com is the website. Tim does a great job if you need a DJ for your event. And, of course, Tweak Sound and Mastering in Concord. If you need some recording done, Matt does a great job. Matt Marcil. TweakSound.com is the website. And if I've left anyone out, I apologize. But this winter weather, it gets to me, and I forget things. My brain gets frozen.
I don't know anything about that. Yeah.
Well, you wear a hat.
Yeah.
See, I can't.
No.
I can't wear a hat, so my brain freezes.
Yeah. No, I don't get that ever. I never get brain free.
So, John, for people who want to keep up on what you're doing musically, where should they go?
As of right now, my YouTube is the best thing.
Okay.
I've tried messing with Facebook. Honestly, man, like, it sounds weird and people pick on me for it, but I miss using MySpace for the music end of thing. I wish more people use, because Facebook kind of really lacks in a lot of departments where MySpace really was cool to look up bands and find music and stuff like that. They had, you go to their page and boom, player right there. Yeah. You go through and then like with Facebook, I was having trouble making that happen. And then you gotta like put in the post, like, make sure you click on this tab to get to our music. And then, who by that point they're like bored. Right. Yeah. They're on to the next thing. You know how quick things happen on the internet. You gotta, so I've been sticking with the YouTube thing. It's easy. I can just go, YouTube, give them my link and they can go through at their leisure and click on whatever they feel like listening to. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, you go on YouTube and type in John Reif and you're bound to find me. Very cool. Yeah. Very cool. And do you have any shows coming up currently? I do not at the time. Like right now I'm
winter
recording
stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Trying to get some music going so that way when spring rolls around I can, play the music that I have created over the winter. Yeah. And share it with everybody live. Very cool. We'll have to have you back on in the spring when you have some more stuff. So that'd be great. Yeah, I don't want to come back and play the same songs for you guys. Right, right. Yeah, something fresh. Great. But whereas you're always recording, you'll have some new stuff in the not too distant future. So that's awesome. Yep. John, this has been great. Thank you so much. Hey, well, thank you, man. I was stoked to come here. Definitely. Yeah. Very cool. And what do you want to play to wrap up the show? Last one we're gonna have to go with. It's a song called "Clearer." Okay. Which is it's a lot more mellow, but it's good. Clearer? Yeah, Clearer. Yep. Okay. All right, very good. So this is Clearer from John Reif, also known as John on Facebook, if you're looking for him, here on Local Outbreak on IPM Nation.
IPMNation.com.